Okay, a little video with some updates. Everything on the parking brakes has worked flawlessly. No issues whatsoever. Everything is working as it should. But here's the situation. When I was doing the installation, I said, you know what? I really don't like that this, plastic motor, which is the one in charge of applying the parking brake, is exposed. It's really, really, really exposed. And I was like, okay, so doing what I do, I'm gonna go ahead and build like a little skid, right? So let me elaborate. So what I mean by building a little skid, I was thinking of using 1/4 inch plate, weld something here, and pretty much come around and protect this area. So if I bash into something, I'd rather bash into metal than bashing into the plastic electrical motor, right? So that was my mindset. Now, upon inspecting and starting to think about my approach, I realized about something. So let me show you guys. So what I realized is that in the caliper itself, we got one bolt, and then the second bolt, which is the one that you can see open. The one that you can see in there. So we got one bolt, we got 2 bolts that secure the motor to the caliper assembly. So what I said, hey, you know what? I was thinking, hey, what if I send this whole caliper, the passenger side to the driver's side and the driver's side to the passenger side? But if I do that, then the bleeding point is going to be at the bottom, and therefore I know that there's a potential risk of bubbles in the system if it is not properly bled, which is something that you really don't want to deal with when you're at the trails, right? So that was like, you know what, that probably is not going to work. But I realized something. When I was doing my inspection, I noticed that the caliper itself has this extra nub that looks exactly the same like the other one, right? So my first point of approach was like, okay, so I could just go ahead and, unbolt the motor from those 2 little bolts, flip her around so the connector, so this is facing up. But if I do that in the current configuration, then the bottom of the electrical motor, so the bottom, this will be making contact with this one. So I was like, nope, that's not gonna work. But if I go ahead and drill and tap the other nub, which is this one right here. So if I drill and tap this one, now I'm gonna be able to position this motor. I'm gonna be able to position it in the right angle, and therefore it's gonna clear the bolt such as it does here at the bottom. So that's what I said. Oh, okay, so that's gonna be the plan of attack. So first things first, I'm gonna go ahead and remove the motor, drill and tap this, and flip the motor around. So now I can, instead of having the bolt secure in the caliper, the bolt secure in the motor to the caliper on the upper nub, now is gonna be part of the bottom nub. With that being said, let's break some shit. So here's a better look from this angle. As you can tell, the one that is only one side by the line, that will stay in the same spot, so nothing to be concerned about. Drive the bolt over that one by the line, and then what you're going to be able to do is now be able to set the little motor facing up, and now you're going to be able to do a little like mark over there so you can see exactly what's the center position, right? So now once you remove the motor, you're going to have the exact spot where you're supposed to be able to drill and tap. So now the motor can be facing up. That's it, plain and simple. Thank you, Chevy. Good job. And here we are. I just completed the extra tap on the other nut. Now it's gonna be as simple as just installing. And yeah, now the motor is out of the way. So here we are. As I was saying, this knob, let me have it to focus. There you go. This knob was completely filled up. Nothing over there. So what I did, again, drill and tap M6 by 1.0. And now I'm able to have the little motor. Let me show you. Now facing up and away from any potential impacts. This is gonna be on the upside, protected. Pretty much is gonna be sitting around this area, completely away from any potential issues. So glad that it worked out. So yeah, next thing, and obviously one took a beating, so I had to go and buy a whole new set because again, I didn't have time to BS. So now what I'm gonna do is just, put a little bit of the orange thread locker in the two little bolts that secure the motor to the caliper and reinstall everything onto the next side and then go from there. Someone asked me, oh, can you mess with the polarity? Absolutely not. The motor doesn't know if it is facing down and up. It's still the same applying force. But yeah, on to the next one. And just like that, both sides completed. Everything torque. Main bolts for the caliper is gonna be 69. Nice. 69 pounds inch pound, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, so now everything tucked up out on the way. And again, if something gets damaged, it's gonna be something else aside from the electrical motor. Still have access to it. It's still super simple to replace and remove. So yeah, major W, right? Instead of having to weld and add attachment points at the bottom of the diff, now they're up high and away from the risk. Nice. Okie doke. And here we are now with the tires installed and everything. As you can tell, motor's fairly completely out of any potential contact. So yeah, super stoked. Super stoked about this modification. Super happy that everything worked as it should. As you can tell, bleeding screws all the way to the top, so it's not gonna present any issues at the moment of bleeding. So yeah, as I was saying at the beginning, I was considering swapping this side, the left to the right, the right to the left, but yeah, that was gonna be a headache when it comes to bleeding. But yeah, now it's all good. On to the next one.